Our website.
It counts, it counts.
Okay. Do you want one of our notebooks?
Yeah, I can bring that for you.
Yeah, please.
Should be, I believe it's up there too, or that QR code on the top left. Oh, this one. Yeah, that's the one for our website, and that's basically the main.org. Oh, yeah.
Do we start exactly at 9 or
Oh,
before?
okay.
Yeah, let's wait.
Thank you.
Oh, after, yeah.
If you want to make an announcement, we'll start in 5 minutes.
We start 5 minutes?
Sure. What's that at 9?
Give it about three since you have a lot of information.
Of course.
Look at my guide again. Oh, it's black.
What's the phone quality? My camera quality is Or maybe it's just the glare.
Oh, okay, I think it'll last.
Or do you think it's the glare?
Is that half? 50%?
Okay.
Charged it last night, but
I know. I didn't even remember if we charged it.
I think it'll last.
If not, I'll bring mine with me.
Okay. Perfect. Little decal.
Yeah, I put little keychains on like forever, all like in one spot, and we,
That would be great.
we put our bags together. We went.
Don't forget who's who. I might do that too.
I was like, oh, that's a good reminder. That was mine.
You've done the intermediate classes?
Huh?
You've done the intermediate?
No, not yet. Right now, I've only been doing the basics, because, well, I'm supposed to be shadowing, but I've been presenting.
Yeah, yeah.
So I'm the only Spanish speaker.
Yeah.
So I'm like, okay, I'll present.
Oh,
But
shortage.
But I'm like, it's been good practice, so, I'm like, I feel more ready than I.
We're live.
Oh,
Oh.
ready? Oh. Okay.
Don't worry about it. It's fine.
We met yesterday, yeah.
If there's any issues, just talk to me.
Okay, okay. You have anything else? You have anything else, please?
Good morning, welcome to our fourth math session of this series. We hope you've enjoyed all of them. Thank you again for coming back. Today we're going to be talking about math basics. And then we'll have some time at the end for additional questions about LearnBasicTech and additional classes. Okay, well, we hope you enjoyed today's session. And again, thank you and welcome to California Elementary School.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Jennifer. I've been here last few times, and I see some familiar faces, new faces as well. Thank you for coming back. We'll be getting started in a little bit. So we're just going to finish off kind of where we left off last time with smartphone basics, and then continue into app basics. And again, feel free to ask any questions if you have any questions. If we're not loud enough or anything, please let us know. We want to make sure everybody gets to hear everything. And
Oh,
introduce
sorry.
yourself. Yeah.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Hyder, and I will be presenting with Jennifer today.
Bienvenidos otra vez. Soy Jennifer y él es Hyder. Vamos a seguir con el curso de teléfonos inteligentes y de ahí vamos a seguir con básicas cosas de aplicaciones. Okay. ¿Cómo están todos? ¿Bien? Bien.
Okay. Alright, so we will be continuing with quick settings. So quick settings is a faster way for you to unlock your phone. This is, if you have an iPhone, if you have an Android, they all have quick settings. So to access your quick settings through iPhone, if you scroll down, you'll have different options. You will have flashlight features, if you want to mirror your phone, if for camera, remote. You can also change your volume, your brightness. If you want to connect to Wi-Fi, you'll have a little section over here, which you can connect to your Wi-Fi here. Let's say you're on the airplane. There's airplane mode, which is easy access. If you want to connect to your Bluetooth device, there's also the option right here. Let's say you're listening to music, you also have the option to play, skip, adjust the volume. And then same thing for Android devices. If you scroll down, or if you hold on to your screen and scroll down, you'll have access to your internet, Bluetooth, if you have your flashlight, such. Right here, he's showing you how to access that.
Is it better when you go to sleep to put your phone on airplane mode or no? Is that a myth?
I would say it's a myth. I mean, me personally, I haven't seen any difference. There's also do not disturb mode if you don't want any notifications coming on your phone. You want to sleep in peace, no messages, no app notifications. Do not disturb is your best option. Airplane mode, it doesn't really do much, I would say. Unless on an airplane, but yeah.
Okay, that's always to minimize radiation.
No, that's yeah.
Oh yeah, I have one more question.
Yes.
When do you use the mirror feature?
So for the mirror feature is if you want to display your phone screen onto a TV or your laptop or iPad or tablet, you're able to you just press the mirror and then it will give you options of what device to connect to. Mainly it's for TVs. If you want to watch on a bigger screen, the mirror is the best option for that.
La pregunta de ella fue era el uso de compartir su pantalla, y compartir la pantalla es tal vez está viendo un video de YouTube o algo, no lo puede encontrar o lo quiere ver de donde dejó. Usa este botón en los ajustes rápidos para poder compartir la pantalla y ver ese mismo video que está viendo aquí, lo ve en el televisor.
Okay, well, this is how to access your quick settings. So for Android, for your Android, you would just swipe down, and then like it says over here, and then you'll have options on how to do it. Same thing for Apple devices. If you swipe down, you'll have options of which one to quickly access on your device.
So estos son los videoclips de cómo acceder a sus ajustes rápidos. Baja con el dedo baja la pantalla y va a tener opciones de ciertas cosas que puede hacer en el teléfono. Por decir, prender el internet, ponerlo en modo de avión o compartir la pantalla como mencionó Heider antes. Este es en los modelos de iPhone. La misma moción que va a ser con el dedo, bajarlo y va a ver los ajustes rápidos que ofrece el teléfono.
Now we'll be going through security features that every device has.
Y ahora hablaremos un poco de la seguridad en el teléfono.
Okay, so the security features, this is where you have your biometrics, your passcodes. To enter your phone, every phone is recommended that you have some passcode to access your phone. You're able to change this into your settings. Security features also are good for if you are paying with your phone. There is a method called tap to pay. So once you do that, it will ask for your passcode. So let's say if somebody takes your phone and somebody tries to use your payment methods, they would have to be able to pass through your security features. And in order to access your security, you go to your setting. For your iPhone, you go to your settings, Face ID and passcode, and you're able to adjust your Face ID, your passcode, or any other security features that you would want. Same thing for Android, you'll go to your settings, security lock and security, and you'll be able to adjust your security.
¿Cómo mejorar la seguridad de nuestros teléfonos? Hay varias formas. Puede configurar códigos de acceso. Puede poner la huella digital o si quiere usar su rostro para poder abrir su teléfono. ¿Y cuál es la manera en que puede encontrar uno de esos ajustes? Se va a ajustes en Android y de allí a pantalla de bloqueo o seguridad. Para el iPhone es ajustes, Face ID y passcode. Y entonces ahí puede seleccionar uno cuál es el que prefieren. Quiere un PIN, contraseña, huella digital o el rostro de su cara.
Okay, this is privacy and permission granting. This is as soon as you download an app, it's going to ask for different type of features like accessing your camera roll, accessing your location, notifications. So in order to do that, you would have to you have the option to enable it or disable it depending on your preference. Let's say you decide that you don't want to enable any of the permissions, then you would have to go to your settings, find the app that you want to grant access to different, to your location, to camera roll. You would select the app that you want that access, and then you would have to manually enable it. So in order to navigate, you go to your settings, permission, privacy, the specific app that you want, and then enable whatever feature that you want. Majority of the time, it would ask for your location. Like let's say you're using Google Maps, it's going to ask if you want to enable location. Let's say there's an app like social media, Instagram will ask for, do you grant us permission to use your photo album, use your camera roll, use your microphone. So in order, if you want to enable that, you can enable it if you want. If you decide to disable it in the app, then you would have to manually go to the setting and enable it yourself.
Y ahora vamos a hablar de el concesión de permisos o qué permisos le quiere dar a su aplicaciones en el teléfono que usen. Por decir el micrófono, la cámara y todo depende, ¿verdad?, qué aplicaciones estemos usando. Por decir, las redes sociales van a pedir normalmente acceso a la cámara o fotos, porque si uno quiere pues, subir una foto y compartirla, ocupa ese permiso para poder funcionar. Pero hay veces que piden acceso a otras cosas que no necesariamente lo ocupan para que funcione la aplicación. En dado caso, uno puede elegir no darle acceso a esa aplicación, usar, por decir, su ubicación o su micrófono cuando en verdad no lo ocupa para funcionar. Y la manera que puede llegar a estas pantallas sería ajustes, permisos y privacidad. De allí a aplicación específica, o por decir, sea el mapa que estoy viendo o quiero cambiar los accesos en mis contactos. Voy a esa selección y de ahí apago o prendo el permiso, la preferencia que uno prefiere. ¿Alguna pregunta o duda que tengan?
Alright, battery health. This is an important thing that you guys should keep your eyes on. So the battery health is very important. This dictates how much battery life your battery has, how much battery usage by app. So if you go to your battery health settings, let's say for your iPhone, you go to settings, battery, and then action, and then it will give you a list of everything that is consuming your battery. So it will show, like, if you're using Safari for too much, it will tell you 10%, 50% of your battery is being used on Safari. So this helps to maximize the capacity of how much you should be using your phone. And it shows also optimization of how you can efficiently use your battery life. Yeah.
Salud y batería. ¿Qué podemos hacer para mejorar el uso de la batería y que los dure un poquito más de lo que los dura? Pueden ver si se van a ajustes, batería y acciones. Como mencioné la última vez, en los Androids a veces es un poquito diferente, pero por la mayoría debajo de los ajustes y batería va a encontrar la salud de la batería. Y por decir, en esta pantalla aquí está diciendo 2 días, 3 horas, les está dando un aproximado de cuánto va a durar la batería. De allí les está enseñando cada aplicación y cuánto porcentaje están usando del uso de la batería. Entonces, ahí lo que puede hacer uno, si por decir hay una aplicación, por decir la música, tal vez no la tiene prendida, pero la tiene abierto en las páginas, es mejor cerrarla. Y también pueden ver si hay otras, como las redes sociales, igual a veces uno no los está usando, pero si están usando la batería porque tal vez tienen el acceso a la locación, entonces se va a usar más la batería en el fondo, no es algo que uno lo ve, pero sí se está usando, y aquí es donde puede ver qué aplicación está usando más la batería, y entonces usted hace los ajustes para mejorar la salud de la batería.
Alright, battery considerations. So entering battery saver mode, this thing, I think both devices have battery saving mode. This one helps prevent your battery from being used too much or too fast. It's recommended that you guys use high quality chargers, charging blocks, and there's a wire. Usually the blocks have high voltage. You'll want to find something like 65 watt is something I personally use. That helps keep the battery charged fast. And it's recommended that when your phone is charging, do not use it. Usually it would cause overheating, and sometimes some cases is you might get electrocuted if you're using it, especially if you're using super fast chargers. If you're using, let's say if you're watching YouTube or you're watching a movie, that will consume a lot of energy, and that can cause your phone to overheat, and that's something that we don't want to happen. And it's also recommended that you keep your phone out of hot temperatures. Let's say it's 100 degrees and you're using your phone for some large application, your phone will overheat, and then you'll have to wait a few minutes until it cools down. And also overnight charging, that will reduce your battery's life. So let's say you have, if you go to your settings for the previous slides, it will show how much life your battery has. Usually it's 100%, But if it's under 80%, it's recommended that you probably get a new battery, because due to that, your battery will be drained faster.
Thank you. ¿Cómo optimizar el uso de la batería, verdad? Es mejor usar los productos que vienen junto con el teléfono, por decir, el cargador, el USB-C y el bloque que viene junto con el USB-C. No es recomendable usar algo más barato como los que venden en la gasolinería, porque esos a veces no son de buena calidad, y por no ser buena calidad, con el transcurso del tiempo puede afectar la salud de la batería, porque no es adecuado para ese teléfono. Y también acostumbre a no cargar a sobrecargar el teléfono. Por decir, como creo que tocamos un poquito el tema la última vez, si lo va a cargar a 100%, quítelo, no lo deje conectado. Al dejarlo conectado más de esa 100%, es como que la batería va a ser, siempre se va a gastar 1% aunque esté conectado. Pero si la batería sigue trabajando pensando que tengo que seguir cargándole porque bajé a 99, 100, 99, 100, a lo último no se va a ver el cambio luego, pero con el tiempo vas a ver que no te va a durar el teléfono, o lo tienes que cargar más frecuentemente, o tal vez ocupa cambio de batería mucho más antes de lo que debería de ser. Y también cargarlo, por decir, el teléfono le avisa a uno, pues tiene 15-20%, conéctelo en ese momento y déjelo estar, no lo esté usando mientras se esté cargando, porque igual le está quitando la vida a esa batería. So es mejor, ¿sí?
¿Qué diferencia si se para el teléfono y se carga?
Es mejor no dejar que se pague completamente.
No, digo, uno lo pague solo y... ¿verdad?
Sí, eso lo cargamos un poquito más rápido, porque no lo está usando, no hay ninguna aplicación abierta, y aún el teléfono prendido, aunque no tenga nada abierto, sí siempre se va a usar un poco de energía. Entonces, si lo tiene pagado, pues no está trabajando doble para querer cargarse.
Y por ejemplo, si uso Pandora, pero tengo mis audífonos están cargándose, es como usarlo.
Sí, porque aún está usando una parte del teléfono, y el software está haciendo función para que funcione el Pandora o el Spotify. So her question was, is it recommended to completely turn off your phone and then charge it? It's the best way to charge your phone, because if you think about it, it's not in use, it's not on, there's no applications open, you don't have any windows open in the background. Does it hurt to do that? No. If anything, that's probably a pretty good idea. I wouldn't recommend to let it completely discharge to 0%. The phones have warnings, 15, 20%, hey, charge me, I have low battery. That's the recommended percentage to start charging it. And don't use it while you're charging. That defeats the purpose of trying to get that battery up. I know sometimes, you have to travel or something, you maybe need it at 100%. Go ahead and charge it at 100%, just don't use it while it's charging. And usually the recommended charging range would be from like 15 to like 90, 80% at most. Except on those few occasions, that you might need it to be 100%. And like we said, it's not something that's going to affect it every single time, or if it's like once or twice that you do it in its lifetime, it's fine. But if you repeatedly do that, you're depleting the health of the battery.
Alright, storage. This is the biggest thing for all of us, I would say. It is important to know that every app, every photo, music, that will always take up space. And the more space that you take, then the less space you have to actually use. on every device, if you go to your settings, storage, it will give you a storage summary of where 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 all the storage is being used. Let's say you have a lot of apps that are taking up space. It will show you majority. Oh, okay, it's apps that are taking up space. If you have a lot of photos, it will tell you that there's a lot of photos. This is a good way for you to understand where your space is being used, and it's also a good way for you to make space on your phone. Sometimes when you go to your storage, it will tell you over here what each application and how much space each application is taking. And it's also recommended that you clear your photos so you have space to download other things. And then the more space you have, the less space that you have, then you're less likely to use you're less likely to maximize how much you can use your phone. Let's say that you want to use Safari. Sometimes if your phone is filled all the way to the maximum, then your device becomes even slower. Same thing for photos. If you hit a certain limit of photos and you try to go and take a photo, it will give you a warning. A pop-up will say, oh, too much space is being used, delete some photos. So the best way is, you can go to your storage, see which app is taking up space. You can either delete it, or there's another option to offload your app. Usually offloading means like there's some apps that are taking up unnecessary space. You can clean that up. You'll get slightly more space, or you can just completely delete the app, and that'll make space. Same thing for photos. You can just go to your photo album, and then you can select which photos you want to delete. Usually videos, maybe like a minute long video, the 30-second long videos, that takes up a lot of space, so it is recommended to clear that up. And yeah.
Ahora vamos a hablar del almacenamiento. ¿Qué podemos hacer para mejorar ese espacio, verdad? Porque a veces, ¿cuántos de nosotros no lo llenamos de fotos o videos o tal vez aplicaciones? El mejor lugar para encontrar estas fotos, este es del iPhone y este es de Android. Ajustes, sistema, almacenamiento, y ahí le va a demostrar cuánta capacidad ocupa cada aplicación. Y basando a eso va a poder ver, bueno, qué es lo que está usando la mayoría de mi almacenamiento. En esta ocasión, el azul, que es la mayor capacidad que está usando, son las aplicaciones. ¿Qué podemos hacer para mejorar ese espacio? Ver qué aplicaciones tenemos, las hemos usado, en verdad las ocupa, y si no, es mejor borrarlas para que no tomen ese espacio y tenga más almacenamiento en su teléfono. Y también a veces el teléfono le da recomendaciones, por decir, quitar aplicaciones no usadas, para que usted pueda mejorar su almacenamiento.
Alright, this is the cloud. Cloud is basically information that is stored to a bigger server. This is more like virtual. Let's say that your house is full and you would buy extra storage units or storage space. That's basically what the cloud is. You are paying for extra storage once your phone is at maximum capacity. And there's two methods. For Apple devices, you have the iCloud, which gives you 5 gigabytes for free. And after that, then you have to pay for more. And for Samsungs and Android, you have Google One, and they give you 15 gigabytes for free. And after that, you hit that capacity, then you have to pay for more.
La nube, ¿cuánto hemos escuchado de la nube? Yeah. So, es donde guardamos información en un servidor. So, piensen que es como un almacenamiento, nada más que no es local, no está en el teléfono, está en un servidor. Y los más populares son de iCloud, del teléfono de iPhone, y Android Google One. Normalmente el iCloud les ofrece 5 gigabytes gratis, el Google One les ofrece 15 gigabytes gratis, Y si necesita más o se pasa de esa capacidad, hay un servicio de suscripción que le cobran después si quiere hacer más grande su almacenamiento de nube. En ese entonces usa el que es adecuado para su teléfono y trate de mantenerlo limpio para sacar más uso. Y yo sé que es más difícil cuando son suscripciones y siente uno, oh, tengo otra cosa que pagar, pero como mencionamos la última vez, es bueno tener varios métodos de guardar cosas, ¿verdad? Local y la nube.
Are there any questions about the cloud? Preguntas?
¿Alguna pregunta?
Any questions about the cloud?
It seems like they, I don't know, maybe it's just my experience. I feel like they duplicate your pictures to take up more storage so you can pay for the service.
So what happens with the cloud is that if you have it on your phone, it saves a copy. It goes to the cloud and it also stays on your phone, right? You could disable that feature, but for the most part, it automatically when you install that, when you install the cloud onto your phone, or it already comes included. Sometimes you have to go to your settings so you can disable that, and you can choose either to just upload on the cloud or to or your phone as well, or you could do both at the same time, right? So that's why you may see that there's duplicates, and it's because one is in your phone and the other one's on the cloud. Okay. You could skip to the widgets section.
Oh,
Oh, I have a question.
Yes.
To back up, say your pictures
Yes.
on your phone or iCloud to an external hardware, you would have to buy the external hardware.
Correct, yes. So there's two choices of saving, for example, your files and your pictures. And that would be if you could save them through the cloud, right? But as they mentioned before, there's a capacity of certain gigabytes, right? But if you don't want to go through the cloud, then what you would have to do is buy an external hard drive that it will cost you, well, if it's like a traditional hard drive, meaning that there's a spinning disk, it will cost you roughly about $80. But they are reliable and you can store a lot of pictures. So that would be your other option. You could save them into the external hard drive and you could have them off and you could place it on a, store it, physically store it somewhere else. Yeah, if you just
That's more cost efficient than through the cloud where you have to pay monthly fees about so many years, right?
Well, it depends, right? It depends what you prefer, right? So good thing that you have choices, right? You could use an external hard drive or you could use the cloud. And yes, so for the cloud, you would have to pay a monthly fee, right? With the external hard drive, then it's just one single cost that you will pay up front. And as long as you take care of that hard drive, then you can save those pictures like that. Yes?
Also, you think it's also another option, like when you have a lot of picture, instead of storing it on your phone or iCloud, so you don't have to maximize or the storage, you can transfer it to another app. It's like what I'm doing and just sharing it, Shutterfly. So that's where I put all my pictures.
That is correct. So we recommend that you either use the cloud or you use an external hard drive to transfer those pictures, because we never know when we can lose our phone, right?
That's good.
And if we lose our phone, then how are we gonna get some of those pictures, right? So it is good practice to offload those pictures from your phone so you always have space in there.
Correct.
Yes, great question, yes.
Un corto resumen de las preguntas.
Yes.
Solo recomendaciones que podemos hacer para poder guardar nuestras cosas, ¿verdad? Como mencionamos la última vez, el almacenamiento local a veces no es seguro porque si se le destriaba ya no puede, se le pierde, no tiene esas fotos. Entonces tener un disco duro aparte también puede ser otra manera de guardar sus cosas aparte de la nube.
alright, so these are widgets. Widgets are your little friends, I would call them. They give you quick access to apps. It also gives you information. You can either put this on your lock screen or your home screen. Over here on the lock screen, you can put little reminders. You can put the weather. You can put your for the health app. You can have that. You can also put your stocks and whatnot. On your home screen, you have the option to add reminders, the weather, search, a search bar for Androids. So these gives you quick access to apps. You just put it on your home screen, and you'll be able to easily access them.
So widgets, estos los pueden agregar a su teléfono, a la pantalla de casa o si lo quiere de pantalla de fondo. Cosas que pueden agregar como el clima, el horario, tal vez si lo quiere un poquito más grande, un poquito más pequeño junto con la fecha y recordatorios. Lo puede accesar en sus teléfonos de iPhone y Android. Y el método sería de presionar el lugar de casa y de ahí le da una opción de widgets y de ahí puede agregar los widgets que desea y dependiendo de las aplicaciones hasta puede agregar cosas de entrenamiento o otras cosas que le gustan tener en su página de casa.
Right. So instead of adding widgets for Android, if you long press on an empty space, once you unlock your phone and you long press on the screen, it will give you options to press the widget button right here, widget, and then it will give you different options of which apps that you want to put on your screen. Oh, yeah. And this is for adding widgets to your iPhone. For iPhone users, you would long press on your home screen. Then the apps will start shaking. That means that you're able to add a widget. There will be a plus sign on in the upper left corner. And when you press that plus button, it will give you different widget options from specific apps, and you're able to place them anywhere on your phone.
El método en el iPhone es similar. Presiona el botón de su mano izquierda, de ahí agrega el widget y es la misma función.
And it shows a plus sign, did you say?
Yeah, right up left.
It might be different depending on your software version.
Yeah, on your
Yeah.
device.
It says edit on the top
Oh,
left.
okay,
Mine
because
says
it says edit.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you.
And thank you for listening to us through our smartphone basics.
Let's take a 5-minute break.
Okay.
A 5-minute break, yeah. Does anyone have any questions about smartphones?
¿Alguna
Any-
pregunta? Oh, sure, sure.
This. Yeah.
Where do some of my transactions on my phone?
Your what?
And then I have to, they send me a code, copy.
Wait, can you repeat the question?
I have some transaction on my phone, like for example,
I have an
I
answer.
open the app on my bank. And sometimes before I put, when I put the password, they will give me, send me a
Yes.
So when I go to my, because we have option, I will send it to email.
Yes.
So I choose my email. Then when I copy that
Yes.
and go back to the, where I have to put the code.
Yes.
It disappeared, they put me back on
Oh, it refreshes.
the, yeah, so what do I do with that?
So let me get. So you open your app, your phone, and then let's say you go into your bank, and then it's asking for. It's called two-factor authentication. So you're saying that when you ask for a code to be sent to email, and you press copy, and then you input that.
I will go back to the screen where I want to put it. It's like I have.
Oh, so it
Doesn't
it's a security feature. It refreshes. So let's say that.
How because my phone is, it's not like that before, but I don't know for some reason. Then now I have to press it, press and hold,
Yes.
and it gives me another screen. It's a smaller screen, so that's what I do.
What do you mean? Oh, like smaller screen, as in like.
Because I want to stay the screen where I put this.
Yeah. So do you switch? Like, do you get it from your laptop or from your device? The like when you.
Something so probably better. So for example, because I don't have the app, so I always use my app.
And then I can move it back to where it was at. I think that's what we used to hit it. I think. And if you underneath it, like the icon goes away, but your app is still there. So you can have the
I'm
icon.
gonna log in.
Okay.
And then when I log in, I'm gonna put my, here, send my email, right? Send.
Okay.
Okay, you're gonna go to my email by pressing these or by pressing these.
Yes.
Either way.
Yeah.
And then I'm gonna go to my email and then check the code that I've sent to me. So which is
So for usually when there's a pop-up that comes up on your screen, it says low power.
I think you have to press send codes.
I did. Yeah, you're right. You're right.
Yeah.
I missed it. I missed that. Then, yeah.
There you go.
Sorry. Then I have to go to my email. And it's right there.
I think you have to wait till it says that the code was sent.
Send
So
me.
press yes send, and then
I have
just
to wait.
yeah, okay, and then now check.
This is the one, the screen that disappeared.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so when I go to here, yeah, I can feel that,
It could be something, I'm not too sure about this
Yes,
one.
yes, I do. Let me pull it up on the screen over there.
Right, so copy it, right?
I think it's on right
And
now.
then when I copy that, I'm going back to the screen,
You
pressing
also
this
have
one.
how the
Then
battery.
right, so when I press
Usually
this
like
one,
the-
see,
So the
it
hard
doesn't
drive
stay.
to store information from the phone.
Oh, no,
and
but right now,
drive
yeah,
and store it.
but they let me go back to the where, like,
Oh,
once I do that.
Okay, so
Because
that
right now it's okay, sometimes it's that big, but
that just might
sometimes
be
it's
a security feature from Google. So let's say you're away from that security screen for quite some time, for a few seconds,
Depending
it
on
will
how you
refresh.
have your phone.
It's like a security feature that Google has. There was a recent update from Google,
Then,
so it just to
then
prevent other people
would
from
also
logging in.
update
Obviously,
your
it's you
phone.
on the device, but the device
I
doesn't know
can help you
that,
after.
so it will
I can check
refresh.
after because we're short on time, but let me show
well,
you,
if it's refreshed, I have
just
to
remind
start all
us.
over again, send me a code, so I have
Yeah.
to go back and then it's the
So,
same thing.
so that's what
But
usually.
is that doing this before on my phone?
Yeah, but that's with Google though. That's why.
Right,
So
so
yeah, so
this
usually what Google wants you to do is that you have two separate.
yeah.
So you have your phone, and then you have a
Western
computer right
Digital,
next to you,
these are
and
the
then you
two
have to
main
manually type it
brands.
in. So, but now with the security update that Google did, which refreshes in a few seconds, sometimes it happens, sometimes it doesn't. I don't know why Google did that, but
And varying
it's just a
price
thing.
depending
It's
on.
really,
Yeah, it's annoying.
annoying.
Yeah, it is.
And then, so what I do, for example, I go back to
For this one here,
the green screen, right?
Yeah.
So what I do, like for example, I'm back
So
here.
we do
So
just a
after
quick
the
Google
code,
search, right?
I'm gonna, after I get the
How many
copy or
pictures
copy
can I
code,
say?
and then I'm just gonna press this one, so it won't disappear. It's gonna be smaller.
Okay,
Smaller
yeah,
screen, but you still gonna see the
yeah, the email, you can still see the code. Yeah,
You want it that big or you want it
it's just
smaller?
it's the thing that Google wants. It's the same thing for emails. Yeah, I understand what you're saying. When you like, if you close out of it, then it would not. It would take you back to the login screen. Yeah, it's annoying. Yeah, there's a lot of security features.
But it doesn't work, but right now, when I show it to you.
Yeah. It's a sometimes thing.
It's
Yeah.
like, oh my god, I have to do it. How many times did I do that one time?
Yeah.
Like 2 times.
Usually what Google wants is that you have it on your device, and then you have a laptop or computer next to you, and then you input it based off.
Class is only for phone.
We have other classes. We have cybersecurity. We
I
have
like the computer.
say in your
We also have a PC class, which
Yeah,
is
you just, yeah, you just,
Google,
you just have to know how to.
I like.
I don't know if you have
I
any
would
trusted
like
friends
to
or anyone that knows how to set up computers.
Oh yeah, we have a class. We have a class for that. Have to ask. Yeah, it's all free. All the classes are free.
And see if there's any YouTube
I
videos
didn't
on
know
how
that
to
you have
transfer
four
those
classes.
pictures.
Oh, we
And
have.
then, that's a good resource.
About phones or?
No, there we have
The ones
cyber.
that I missed, the three classes I missed.
Yeah.
No, yeah,
Oh, okay.
it would be a little bit more hands.
Oh, yeah. So
Yeah,
this
it would
was
be a
a
little bit
section.
more.
So we have 4 days.
They're intended to
This
kind of
session
provide you
is just
the
for
basics,
app
right? This is
basics.
more of a
So it
specific,
teaches you from the beginning how to use a
that you
phone,
want to
how to use
do.
your apps, and then we have
Yeah,
different
and-
courses
and
for
unfortunately,
cybersecurity,
stop,
like to protect your data. We have PC, which is to use Microsoft Excel, how to use the internet, how to PC.
I like that.
Yeah, so we have that one. So this
Third session.
this whole all these sessions are about using your device. I wasn't here for those. iPhone and
It should be
Android.
fairly easy. Yeah, it should
iPhone
be
and yeah. So
All right, let's get started in 1 minute.
how can you access the next courses like PC and cybersecurity? You also know how.
That's a great question. We'll talk a little bit about our website after our next presentation. So I want to allocate a little bit of time for that.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, we're a little short on time.
So you just wanna make sure.
2 minutes?
There you go.
Okay, thank you. How's your battery, by the way?
Oh,
Oh, here. I have you have your charger? I
Yes,
think
yeah.
they have a connection here.
can I borrow your charger?
Yeah.
The outlet.
While we wait on them, are there any questions about any of the presentations that we've covered so far? ¿Hay alguna pregunta sobre cualquiera de las presentaciones que hemos cubrido hasta este momento? Anything about cybersecurity, internet basics, anything like that? De seguridad o internet, teléfono? No?
Yo nada más quería preguntar, porque a veces me aparece el icono como del navegador si no estoy usándolo. Y a veces lo quiero ver y ya no aparece, pero lo tengo arriba. A ver.
El icono que está haciendo qué?
Como del Google Maps.
Ok,
A veces aparece, pero no lo estoy usando.
ok. De locación está hablando usted? Ok, vamos a hablar ahorita sobre eso más. So her question is more about location, and she's mentioning that sometimes she can see the icon as to she sees the location, so and she's not using the location, so what is that about, right? So we're going to talk a little bit about that right now. So let's get into it. So our next presentation is Smartphone Basics. My name is Jesse. Oh, I'm sorry, Apps Basics. Oops, sorry, that's the wrong presentation.
We just did that.
Right? Sorry about that.
And then when you open the new tab, it's gonna say share this tab instead.
Oh, okay. Go. Sorry about that. So here and then
Close these ones.
close this one.
Yeah, you close all. Besides that one. Sleep.
Okay. Wait, no, I think I closed Sahi.
Oh, it was a tab that.
It's okay.
Oh yeah.
We have to go back to the.
Awesome. Thank you. Okay, so next we're gonna cover app basics, right? My name is Jesse. It's a pleasure being here with you guys. And of course, I think you guys know Jennifer, right? She's amazing. So let's go ahead and get started.
Vamos a empezar a hablar de básicas cosas de las aplicaciones.
All right. So for this presentation, our agenda looks like this. We're gonna cover what are apps and how to install them, understanding apps and app updates and staying safe with apps, finding the best apps free and also paid, types of different apps and their uses, and then lastly, app permissions and privacy and notifications.
Ahora vamos a hablar, bueno, esta es la agenda de hoy. ¿Qué son las aplicaciones? ¿Cómo instalarlas? Encontrar las mejores aplicaciones gratis, contrapagado. Entender las actualizaciones de aplicaciones y cómo mantenerse seguro. Tipos de aplicaciones y sus usos y los permisos de aplicaciones que más o menos hemos tocado, pero un poquito más.
So, an introduction, right? So when we're talking about apps, it means mobile apps, right? Apps that you see on your phones and also on your iPads, right? And these apps, you download them from a certain place, right? And they're handy tools because they provide you with different types of services, pretty much.
Cuando hablamos de aplicaciones, estamos hablando de las aplicaciones que uno encuentra en su teléfono móvil. Y vamos a hablar de cómo las funciones, privacidad y todo eso.
Okay, so there's different ways on how to download apps or applications, right? But the two official ways that we recommend is that either you download them from the App Store or you download them from Google Play Store. The reason why is because these applications have been vetted by Google and Apple, right? And so they go through some clearances, some security checks, making sure that things are updated and that they are good for you guys to use them.
¿Cómo instalar aplicaciones? Hay varios métodos, pero las dos oficiales son las tiendas que se encuentran en su teléfono y son oficial de Apple Store, so de App Store para iPhones, para Android el Google Play. Son las más seguras, siguen reglas de privacidad y seguridad. Solo de esas tiendas bajaría yo mis aplicaciones, no de ningún otro lugar.
Also, you don't have to, I forgot to add this, but you don't have to download the applications. They already come installed in your systems. So you just have to look for it and then start looking for applications in those marketplaces.
Y ya vienen preinstaladas, no es algo que uno no tiene que ir a buscar.
Okay, so how to install them, right? So first of all, you would go to the marketplace, right? And then what you would do is, depending on the phone that you have, if you have an iPhone, let me go ahead and zoom in here, right? So on the iPhone, on the top, it may look a little bit different, but in the top you could search, right? So as an example here, we're looking at the weather channel, right? So we would go and search in this section here. We would search and we would type the weather channel. And then from there, what we would do is just press get. If we are and then after we press get, then we can install it. If we are using an Android phone, same thing, same concept. We would search in there and we would look for the weather channel, as an example, right? And then the next slide, it would show somewhere in here, and then you would press install.
¿Cómo instalar sus aplicaciones? ¿Dónde ir a buscarlas? Vaya a la tienda oficial. De allí, por decir, en iPhones, puede buscar la lupa para ver la barra de búsqueda y buscar la aplicación que desea. Encuentra la aplicación y normalmente get o instalar y ya obtiene la aplicación. Y si es gratis, va a decir gratis. Y este sería en el teléfono de Android, igual busque en la tienda de Google Play la barra de búsqueda, busque la aplicación, bájela y si dice gratis, es gratis. Solo tengan cuidado que a veces dice the in-app purchases on the...
We'll talk more about that.
Okay. Les enseñaré un poquito más adelante de qué ver si no es gratis o si tiene otros costos.
Any questions so far?
¿Alguna pregunta?
So one important thing that that is to note is that apps need to be updated frequently, okay? The reason why is because oftentimes the app, they get published and over time, they start finding that there's weaknesses, right? And usually they're called bugs, right? So because of that reason, it is important to always update your devices and always update the application installed in your devices. Yes, question?
What if you have lots of apps and you can't keep track of them, and some of them you don't even update, but you know it's there? Does it do anything to your phone?
That is a good question. So the question is, you have a lot of apps, right? And it's hard to keep track. You could always go to the App Store, right? Or the Play Store, and you can go to your settings, and then it will give you a list of all the applications that you have in there.
But will they affect will it give you a virus or anything if you don't update it regularly?
Well, it depends, right? If it's installed in your in your phone and it's opened, right? You're using it infrequently, there could be potential that a bug is there, and then someone can exploit the bug. So potentially, it could lead into a weakness. Yeah.
So is it better to just get rid of the app?
It is better to update the app or delete the app if you're not using it. Yeah, it's a good practice. Plus, it saves you on storage. Great question.
Is there a warning sign, like, that because the iPad, then they normally ask you to update something, but specifically for the app, do they, like,
Is there a warning telling you that?
Yeah.
So the question is there a warning when an app needs to be updated?
Correct.
Yeah, you'll see it. It'll tell you right there, update needed, or it needs an update. Or if you have automatically update the feature checked, then it would automatically just update and you probably won't get a notification.
I see.
Great question.
Thank you.
Can you translate that?
So estaba preguntando ella, ¿qué pasa si tengo una aplicación, tal vez no la uso, pero tampoco no la estoy actualizando? ¿Qué hago en ese caso? ¿Hay un riesgo de seguridad? Y la respuesta es sí. Puede que haya un riesgo, porque aunque uno no lo esté usando, pero lo ha usado en algún momento, dependiendo qué es la función que tiene la actualización, si no lo está actualizando, tal vez las reglas de seguridad no están al tope que deben de estar. Entonces, si no la está usando, es mejor quitarla del teléfono o actualizarlo. Pero si no lo usa, es mejor borrarlo. ¿Para qué usar su memoria si no lo ocupa?
And I know that sometimes, or a lot of times, the comment that we get is, you know what, it's cool to update, but I don't like the new look, right? It throws me off, right? I don't like the new feature and this and that. And I hear, right? And this is why we recommend to always remain flexible, right? Always remain flexible. Change, I know that sometimes it's hard, right? But because of these security features, right, that get implemented frequently, this is why we recommend that you update, even if the look is not the same once you update, right? It happens to me frequently. Yes?
That's why I don't want to buy a new phone.
That's why I never want
That's the
to.
main reason.
Yes.
I have to start all over.
That is a good point. The only thing to be mindful is that depending on how old your phone is, there might be bugs in it where they can no longer be updated, right? And so you run a little bit of a risk, right? So you would just have to look at when is the last update supported by your operating system, right? And if it's still supported, then great, right? If it's not, then maybe it's time to consider upgrading.
And my last phone was, I had it for 5 years. But I never had a phone.
Oh, okay. Yeah, as a matter of fact, for example, there's the iPhones, right? I think the iPhones are supported for 10 years. So you should be okay until then, right? More than likely it's going to be failing way before that time, right? So you do get some support with Android. Also, it's a couple of years as well that you get that support, but it's important to update.
Is it possible to like stop iCloud, but still be able to like send pictures, whatever you take from your phone, to your friends?
Yes. So the question is it possible iCloud and still be able to send pictures to your friends. Yes, so like we said before, right, when I was offline, off camera, is so iCloud, right? That's a cloud feature, right? But it's not necessary in order to communicate with others. So you can go ahead and send pictures and do all of that stuff.
Can you show me how to do that on my phone later?
If we have time, yes. Yeah, we have time, yes. Great questions. All right.
Ella nomás preguntó de las actualizaciones del teléfono y qué pasa ya cuando es muy viejo. En esas ocasiones normalmente le dan un aviso, va a seguir teniendo actualizaciones, pero solo de seguridad. En ese caso puede seguir usando su teléfono más antiguo, pero si ya no les están actualizando los riesgos de seguridad, es recomendable cambiar de teléfono en ese instante porque tal vez no sea tan seguro.
Tengo una pregunta.
Sí.
Cuando él dijo el box, ¿qué se refiere con eso?
So, cuando los bugs significa que, así como, ¿cómo les puedo decir?
¿Virus?
Fallas, virus, errores, ¿verdad? Que están en las aplicaciones. Okay. So, si está un error, si está una falla o un virus, ¿verdad? Y no está protegido, entonces se puede meter un atacante por ahí y entonces puede explotar sus dispositivos. Okay. So the question he had is, what are bugs, right? So bugs are weaknesses, right? Viruses, weaknesses in applications and stuff like that. And so an attacker can exploit, that bug, that weakness, and then they can get access to different things that pertain to you. So this is why it is important to update.
So, just to reiterate, so
Yes.
you're saying even if like you haven't like downloaded an app, like say, I don't know, like PBS Kids, you haven't downloaded that for a while,
Mhm.
but you're gonna use it, but like not anytime soon, maybe later on during the year, you don't download it, it's still possible for hackers to go through that app to hack your phone? Is that what you're saying, or no?
There could be a possibility, yes. There could be a possibility. But usually, when something like that happens, if you haven't used your application in a long time, you'll get a notification saying you need to update, right? And it will let you go into that application in order to update. If it does let you go into that application, then what happens is that it'll start acting weird, right? Glitchy. So it won't scroll that easily, right? It won't take you to the things that you want. You press certain buttons and they're not working correctly. And the reason why is because it's no longer supported. The company is supporting a newer version of that application.
So that's why you have to download.
That's why you have to update them. Yes. Yeah. And you can have them in your phone and not use them, right? Especially if you have like automatic updates enabled, then you don't even have to worry about that. It'll do it by itself.
Because I thought if you don't update the apps, you're saving on storage, but it's not the case.
You could delete the apps and you can save storage, but the app is still in there.
Okay,
So it's
taking-
still taking memory. Yes, great question.
So ella nomás quiso rectificar lo que dijo él y es actualizar su aplicación es lo mejor que uno puede hacer, no dejarlo estar aunque no lo esté usando, porque el momento que lo llegue a abrir, tal vez las funciones no sean como deben de ser, esté más despacio, hayan errores, por lo mismo tanto es mejor actualizar la aplicación y también por los riesgos que hablamos de errores y seguridad.
¿Recuerdas que te dije de las iPads que tenía como
Las tabletas
años pasados?
ajá, de años pasados.
¿Cómo hago para saber si tengo que actualizar?
Al prenderlo normalmente le va a notificar, sea el teléfono, tableta, computadora, le va a decir tienes actualizaciones, gustas instalarlas ahorita, porque todo depende, ¿verdad? Si uno lo está usando. En ese instante lo actualizaría y si hay un error en ese momento, tal vez puede que sea porque es muy antiguo. Todo depende de la capacidad de la tableta.
Y luego también, si googlea, ¿verdad? Si usa el Google, puede, digamos, un ejemplo, yo quiero saber, digamos, un ejemplo, este es el iPhone 14, ¿verdad? ¿Hasta cuándo que lo va a soportar la compañía? Entonces usted puede googlear y buscar hasta cuándo es que el iPhone 14 va a estar actualizado por la compañía y ahí le va a salir. Eso es buena pregunta. So her question just quickly is, how do I know when a device is going to be supported, right? Until when is it going to be supported? So my recommendation is just look at the model of your phone, right? And then just use Google search, right? So with Google search, you just Google it, right? And you say, for example, I want to know until when this phone, iPhone 14, is going to be supported. Then I would just Google until when is iPhone 14 going to be supported, and it's going to tell me right there until when is the last day. Yeah.
Pero usted acaba de decir que cada 10 años el iPhone no es diferente eso.
So no le quiero decir exactamente una fecha, pero aproximadamente.
Más o menos son 10
Yeah,
años, ¿verdad?
yeah. So tiene que buscar todos, no quiero nomás decirle que ya está.
No
So
se me
his comment was like, but you told me 10 years is when it's going to be supported, right? So I just told him it's an estimate, right? So not necessarily. I always recommend do your own search, right? Do your own search and verify by yourself, so then that way you know. So tiene que ser una búsqueda con su teléfono y su dispositivo para Yes.
When you say they support you for 10 years, what is it that consists of? What does?
That is a great question. So, what do I mean by when a company supports, right, the phone or the application, right? So we have to be mindful. For example, right, I have the phone, but inside the phone, I also have applications. So when we update, it's important to update the phone, and it's important to update the applications. So it's two updates that we are doing.
And that's the same thing with like
It does the same thing with
TVs.
laptops, with tablets, with old school computers, with TVs. Yes, actually,
Yes,
but I
smart
think
TVs.
smart TVs, they do it a little bit different. You don't have to update both, but yes. So for example, right, like the presentation that we just covered, right? You go to your settings for your operating system. You go to your settings, right, and then check for updates. But you also have to update the applications themselves, right? So you would go to the App Store and you can search there and check which ones need to be updated as well.
When you update the phone, well, you don't have to update the phone, doesn't it automatically like it lets you know that it's gonna go overnight?
So that's a great question. That's a feature, right? Some people do not have that feature enabled. For those that do not have the automatic update feature enabled, then you would have to go there manually, right? But there's other people who do have automatic updates enabled. When you have that feature, then that means you don't have to worry about it. The system will eventually detect when there's a new update, and you don't have to worry about that.
So where do we go for that, like to enable it?
You would go in your settings, on your phone, and also in the App Store or the Play Store, you would find it in your settings to automatically update the applications themselves.
Once I'm in settings, what prompt is that? What, is it the apps?
It varies on your phone. We can talk later.
I can show you after. I
Yeah.
actually have a current update, but I haven't done it, so it's just letting me know, hey, you still have that update.
Yeah.
So just an example.
Great questions. You want to translate this?
Yeah. So, ¿cómo entender las actualizaciones de aplicaciones? Corrigen errores, mejoran su seguridad al usarlas y agregan nuevas funciones. Y como él mencionó, es bueno no solo actualizar las aplicaciones, sino que también el celular. Normalmente son automáticas, además que haya hecho un cambio o tal vez dependiendo del modelo sea un poco diferente. Si tenemos más preguntas de cómo hacerlo, le podemos enseñar al fin de la clase.
Great questions, everyone. Okay, so staying safe while using the apps, right? So I'll only download from trusted app stores, right? So the ones we mentioned, App Store for iPhones, and Google Play for Android phones. Also, it's important, read the reviews. What are they saying about these applications, right? The application is top notch, it's good to go, or you know what, this one's not that great. Then maybe we want to consider about like, why is it not great, right? Also be mindful of permissions, right? So some applications request access, right, for your contacts, for your location, for your camera, and for your microphone. So this is why it is important to always know what you're agreeing to, right? So I know we don't have a lot of time, but it would be good to glance at it and see what we are okay with, right? And also use strong passwords, right? So if those who are here for the cybersecurity course know why it is important to use a strong password, okay? Also adding different layers of security, right? Like the multi-factor authentication that you guys learn on the cybersecurity course. And then be aware of free trials that may start charging after a certain period, right? So always make sure that you read in there and see what you're installing, right? Because some applications, they're free to install, and then in 7 days they'll charge you $50. Right? So be mindful of any charges and stuff like that.
Yes. How do you recommend to save the password? Because I usually, set up a lot of passwords,
Yes.
but I forget about it.
Yes,
I forgot
yes.
how to retrieve my password. How do you recommend the fast way and easier way and safe way?
That's a good
So,
question.
Yeah.
So who took the cybersecurity course here? Okay, so who can answer that question? How to save multiple passwords?
You have an option where it automatically gives you a new password, right?
Okay, and what is
that the safe
what is that
way
called?
to do it?
So in short, because of lack of time, how to save multiple password, you use a password manager, right? If you have an iPhone, there's an application already by Apple that can store all of your passwords. And then also, if you have an Android, you could also store your passwords with a Google phone.
I use that when I create a password, and it will ask you if you want to save it. So I save it.
Okay.
And sometimes when I come back again later, it won't work. I don't get it. How come it?
Yeah, so what I recommend when that happens is you double check when you save a password, double check that is the correct password that it's saving, right? Sometimes it saves the username as password and the password as username, as an example, right? So we always, when we save it, press yes, save. Let's go to the application for passwords and then just verify that it saves the correct information.
That, or if you update it on another device, you have to update it in your password manager on your phone. That would be the other, because that's happened to me. I change it somewhere else and I forget to update it on my password manager, and when I go to log in, it doesn't work.
And is it safe? Is it safe
As-
that the
as-
application already have
Great
that
question.
function? Is that safe? Because when you save everything on the
Yes.
phone, and then somebody can hide.
So it is safe as long as your main account is well protected. It has a complicated password, right? It has a multi-factor authentication enabled, right? Then it will be safe. More than likely it'll be safe. But again, right, I want to be mindful, nothing in life is 100% secure, right? So there might always be something, but but it's always important, yes, and write it down somewhere secure. That would be like your strongest password when you're using a password manager.
Yo pregunto, ¿siempre hay alguna manera de rescatar como si se le olvidó a uno el password para poderlo como...
Sí.
Sí, que se te olvidó.
Como iba a mencionar, el two-factor authentication es que ocupa varias maneras de autenticar, que es uno el que se está metiendo. So, si uno activa esta verificación de 2 pasos, esa es una manera de poder rescatar esa cuenta. En vez de tratar de adivinar cuál fue la contraseña, le dice, te vamos a mandar un texto o una notificación a tu email. Y esa es una manera de volver a rescatar la cuenta y actualizar su contraseña.
I want to chime in. So A lo que le entendí es para agarrar una cuenta de regreso que se le haya olvidado, ¿correcto? So, lo importante es si puede agregar ahí, como dice ella, su teléfono y también un correo electrónico, para así si no le pueden comunicar en el teléfono, pueden comunicarse con usted con un correo electrónico. Sí se puede.
So, ¿cómo mantenerse seguro? Descargar aplicaciones, obvio, solo de la tienda oficial y buscar las opiniones. Normalmente gente dice, no me gusta este app o no sirve, se cae mucho. Si tienes 2 estrellas, no la voy a bajar. Si tienes 5 o 4 estrellas, tal vez sea más seguro. Tenga cuidado con los permisos que le autorizan y como mencionamos, la verificación de 2 pasos, o sea, agregando su correo electrónico, su teléfono. Y solo recuerde que si lo hace algún cambio, también tiene que ir en esa cuenta. Y revise las pruebas que son gratuitas y que sean verdaderas. Normalmente si es corto plazo, le va a decir solo es para corto plazo, de ahí se cobra si lo sigue usando.
Okay, so we'll quickly cover this, and it's how to find the best applications, right? So one, like we mentioned before, use trusted sources, and 2, check the ratings and reviews. Many people, they review and they let you know whether an application is good or maybe it needs improvement.
Esto solo muestra lo que acaba de decir las tiendas oficiales y verificar con las opiniones de otras personas cómo funciona esa aplicación y si es segura.
Okay. Also, research best app list, right? So you could use magazine sources such as CNET, PC Bag Tech Radar, The Verge, but also you can also ask your neighbors and your friends and family what applications they are using on their everydays. As you know, maybe it can help you as well. So you could use that as a resource as well.
¿Y cómo encontrar las mejores aplicaciones? Una manera es pedir recomendaciones de familiares, amistades, porque uno pues les tiene confianza, van a creer, bueno, sí sirve. Y otras formas es buscar la lista de mejores aplicaciones. Normalmente algunas fuentes que son confiables, si gustan apuntarlos, CNET, PC Mag, Tech Radar y The Verge. Ellos normalmente sacan una lista, son las mejores aplicaciones y pueden descargarlas después.
Sí, como por ejemplo, me he fijado que las que son gratis son brillantes porque traen muchos anuncios y luego no te sirve, lo que quieren cobrarte después cositas. Yo a veces que bajo algún juego o algo que ya está muy enfadado, como lo desinstalo.
Yeah.
Y a veces me voy a como mal review.
So, esta es mi opinión mía, nada en la vida es gratis, ¿verdad? Y especialmente con tecnología, ¿verdad? Entonces, de una manera u otra, la compañía está haciendo dinero. Yeah. So her comment is about free applications, right? That sometimes they're buggy, they're glitchy, announcements and stuff like that. So I just mentioned to her, my personal opinion is nothing in life is free, especially when it comes to technology, right? So somehow or another, a company is going to make money.
I have a general question.
Okay.
That has probably, or it's just a dumb question, but.
No such thing as a
let's
dumb
say-
question.
Let's say you're gonna buy something from a source that you usually don't buy something from, like let's say TikTok or
Okay.
another place.
Okay.
And, you're putting your credit card information and like, you don't know, how do you know if that place is secure? Like, is there like CNET and that doesn't cover that, does it?
They sometimes cover new applications, and if people are buying a lot from, for example, Etsy or TikTok and stuff like that, they'll make articles about those places, and you could read on that.
But there's no specific, like when you're looking at it, where to see, okay, this is a trusted, or no?
The only thing I would say is look at the marketplace where you're gonna download, for example, TikTok from, and then see what reviewers are saying. It works, or maybe it doesn't
I see.
work, or there's
Those are the
flaws for
reviews.
that.
Okay.
Yeah, but it's a great question, because there's oftentimes new websites, right, coming up,
Yeah.
and then we want to make sure that it's a legitimate website, and it's not just some sort of fraud.
Okay,
Yeah.
thank you.
You're welcome.
Su pregunta solo fue en general en cómo saber si un sitio está vendiendo algo que es actual, no es algo oculto. En aplicaciones es un poquito más difícil, pero como mencionamos es ver las opiniones, ¿verdad?, que están dejando en esas aplicaciones. Pasé un mal tiempo, compré algo y nunca me lo mandaron. Ese es un método, y también usar esas fuentes. A veces hacen revistas de, no es una, o estas son las cosas que uno debe de verificar antes de hacer una compra.
Es normal que en el Google a veces me dice que no he puesto mi fecha de nacimiento, a veces pues, no me gusta dar tanta información, pero no, porque está pidiendo, o me puedo dar la fecha de nacimiento.
¿Se lo pide como notificación o como correo?
Ajá, notificación.
Notificación.
De Google.
Tal vez dependiendo, por decir, si está bajando una aplicación que solo es para mayores o algo así, a veces le pide eso, pero si quiere verificar, mire su cuenta con Google y ver si es algo que es necesario. Normalmente tiene una estrellita roja que dice es necesario que me lo des, y si no, mientras siempre y cuando toda la función de la aplicación sea buena, no le pondría mucha atención. Además que, como le dije, va a comprar algo o le dice quiero verificar que eres mayor de edad.
Sí, si nomás le sale el anuncio preguntándole por su fecha de nacimiento, que no tenga nada que ver con adultos o cosas así, entonces no le pongan la fecha de nacimiento. Si no sabe para qué es, no le pongan. Okay, so her question is about, hey, sometimes I get random pop-ups asking me for my date of birth, right? So, like my colleague said, right, if she is in a website where obviously there's adult content, right, and perhaps she needs to verify like the month and year, okay, well then great, right? Or if she needs to download an application, or she's doing something sensitive, then all right, provide that information. But if she doesn't know why it's requesting for her date of birth, then don't provide it, right? Get out of that website, or maybe the application if it's something related to an app, okay? O puede borrar la aplicación, yeah. Great question. So, of course, like we mentioned, right, check frequent updates, and we already spoke about why that is important. And also, you could also try the free versions before committing yourself to them, right? So many paid apps offer free trials or light versions, so you can test before buying. So these are options that the company offers sometimes, so that you can install, try it out, see if you like it. If you do, then you'll pay the full version, and if you don't like it, you can just uninstall it. Okay?
Como mencionamos, actualizar sus teléfonos y las aplicaciones para mantenerse seguros. Y también pueden intentar usar esas aplicaciones gratuitas que solo son temporal, para ver si es algo que le gusta antes de pagar, porque así tan siquiera se da una idea, es algo que en verdad necesito o me va a funcionar, y si no, pues no, solo mantenga un recordatorio para que no le cobren.
So, how to tell if an app is free or paid, right? So, free apps will have a button that says get. So let me show you right here. This right here would be something that it's free. Okay. Also, or it says install, right? Paid apps right here, right? Where it tells you how much it costs you in order to download that application, right? And then also there's something where you pay inside the game or the application, where it says get, and then it has a little section here. I think it's pretty blurry here, but it says in-app purchase. So that means that once you download the application, then eventually there might be some features in there where you would have to pay for that, those features, okay? And if you ever see the cloud right here with the arrow down, that means that you used to have that application before, okay? And then at that point, you don't have to pay for it in order to download it back again. For example, I played for a game and then I uninstalled it because it was taking too much space. And then I want to play with it maybe a year later. then I could probably download it, not probably, I could download it and play it for free back again. I don't have to repay for that.
Why would some have a charge and others don't?
It's a different type of business model. Yeah, they have in-app purchases, right? Where you download the game or you download the application, and there's features inside that you have to pay for, right? And others, you pay through commercials, right? That's how they make their business, right? They offer more commercials in order for you to receive that application for free. And then others, you just pay an upfront cost, and then you can play that game without commercials and stuff like that, more than likely.
Tengo una
Great
pregunta.
question.
A mí me pasó que compré el Walmart app y yo pensaba que nomás iba a ir a pagar una vez.
Compró al Walmart
El de Pharmacy Thing, algo así de la tienda, y yo pensé que iban a cobrar una vez, que nomás eran $2,
Okay.
y me estaban cobrando cada mes y no me di cuenta hasta el año,
Yeah.
pero eran $2.
Yeah.
Y yo nomás pensaba que iba a pagar una vez, y cómo es que te das cuenta que te van a cobrar cada mes.
Sí, por eso nosotros recomendamos de leer las condiciones cuando uno va a bajar una cosa. Ahí yo sé que es largo y toma tiempo, pero ahí está todo lo que uno le está accediendo,
Sí.
incluyendo los cobros. So por eso es importante leer eso. Yeah, so his comment was about, hey, I downloaded something, right, that I thought it was gonna cost me $2, right, just as a one-time fee, but then next thing you know, they start charging me monthly, right? And this is why we recommend that you always read the terms and conditions. I know they can be lengthy, but it will tell you everything that you're agreeing to when it comes to an application. Buena pregunta, great question.
Entonces, ¿cómo saber si la aplicación es gratis o pagada? Si es gratis, va a decir get o instalar, obtener o instalar, o a veces tienen ya precios fijos dependiendo pues la aplicación, y como mencionamos antes con la pregunta de ella, dependiendo del modelo del negocio, si ellos quieren que sea gratis, pero le van a ofrecer contenido que usted tiene que pagar. Si quiere, por decir, ese es un Disney game, si quiere la caricatura de Mickey, tal vez tiene que pagar un poquito más para poder obtenerla. Igual con Minecraft tiene el cobro inicial, y aparte también si quiere comprar cosas adentro de esa aplicación. Todo depende del módulo de ellos, si quieren que sea gratis, y como él mencionó, no todo es gratis. Aunque sea gratis, tal vez tenga varios anuncios y enfaden un poquito.
And then what is the cloud thing? Cloud.
Y la nube, este es por decir, tuvo una aplicación, la bajó, de ahí la borró, le está dando la opción de volver a reinstalarlo y seguir usándolo. Y si ya es algo, por decir que fue una suscripción que ya pagó y dijeron solo es una vez que se paga, no tiene que volver a pagar, lo puede volver a reinstalar, no tiene que pagar otra vez. Además que la aplicación se lo diga, va a haber un cobro mensual.
Okay, so like quickly, like we mentioned before, right? But be careful. Just because it says free doesn't always mean that it's 100% free, right? Like we talked before, there's in-app purchases, right? Where you download the game, and the next thing you know, in order to get certain features, you have to pay for those features, right? And then there's also subscriptions, right? There's a free trial, and then at the end of the trial, there's gonna be a cost, right? So one thing that's important is just set a reminder, right?
Yes,
If it's a 30-day free trial, then put it for 22 days. By that time, I think you should have an idea whether you're going to want to continue paying, or you're going to want to pay for the application, or you're okay and don't want to pay for that.
¿Cómo verificar que si es gratis, verdad? Y acuérdense, no todo es gratis, ¿verdad? En la vida, aunque sea gratis, hay anuncios, y de ahí compras dentro de la aplicación, pequeñas tarifas, y suscripciones, ¿verdad? Yo sé que Amazon ofrece algunos, creo que son como 30 días gratis, y si quieres seguir, es una suscripción que paga mensualmente. Como él mencionó, pongan un recordatorio tal vez de 20 días, porque en ese dado tiempo ya se ha dado cuenta, ¿es algo que voy a en verdad usar o solo quise probarlo y no me gustó? Entonces en ese momento cancelarlo. Y decimos 20 días porque acuérdense que también dependiendo del pago, ¿verdad? Cuando es que empiece, ese es un buen método, hacerlo como 1 o 2 semanas antes.
So let's talk a little bit about different types of apps, so then that way you guys know, right? So for communication, here, in order to call, right, I think we all know how to communicate. We've seen a lot of these before, right? So the phone, how to send messages, right? So you'll see these little bubbles right here, right? If this one's, what's that? Yeah, so this is WhatsApp. So if you want to call international or free Wi-Fi calling, then that's what you would use, right? And this is Meta's Messenger, right? And then Zoom if you want to do any televideo conference calls and stuff like that, right? We also have social media apps that are pretty popular, right? Facebook or Meta. I know a lot of people have this application. We also have Instagram, right? We have TikTok, right? And we have X, or what it was known as Twitter before. We have Snapchat in order to take pictures with filters and send it to people who also have Snapchat. And then LinkedIn is a professional app that it is intended to network with other people in a professional setting.
What's that blue one with the 3 dots?
The blue one with this one, like text messages.
I believe this was the Android.
Yeah, this is Android right here, the blue one. And then for iPhone, it's this one right here. Did you get it?
I don't know. Oh, yeah.
You got it? Okay, sorry.
Son las diferentes aplicaciones y diferentes usos. Vamos a ir mencionando algunas. Obvio el teléfono, lo que uno usa para marcar y llamar. Mensajes en Android, mensajes en iPhone. La aplicación de WhatsApp, que si uno quiere hablar internacional o usando llamadas de Wi-Fi. Messenger de Facebook y el Zoom, que uno usa tal vez si va a ir a una junta, pero es sobre electrónico, no en persona. Y redes sociales, ¿cuántos los usamos? Bastantes. Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, X, que antes se conocía como Twitter, el pajarito azul. Snapchat y LinkedIn, que es una red social para profesionales.
All right, some other apps and their uses, entertainment, right? So we have YouTube. I highly recommend YouTube if you want to learn new things, right? And it's free of cost. So I recommend there's a lot of people who are out there with a lot of talent, and you could possibly learn a few things here and there. Netflix, right? In order to stream movies. Hulu also as well. If you want to listen to music, right? You have Spotify, but you also have Pandora as well. Then if you want to listen to books, Audible is a good one. And then I'll skip this one right here. So then you have Google Maps, right? Google Calendar, the Weather Channel, right? Calculator, ChatGPT if you want to talk to an AI. You can do that as well. And then this one is to scan QR codes. You can also scan QR codes with many of your phones where you just open the camera and then you see a little bubble in there, you tap on that and that will take you to the QR code.
What if it doesn't work when you tap on it? And
What?
it says request
So-
access.
So, great question. What if it doesn't work? If you could try again, so close the app, open it back up again, see if it shows anything. And if it still doesn't work, you might have to download an external, one of these QR code readers applications. Yeah, depending on the phone. Great question.
Aplicaciones de entretenimiento, YouTube, Netflix para ver películas, igual que Hulu, Spotify o Pandora para oír música, Audible si quiere que le lean un libro tal vez mientras uno va manejando, aplicaciones de utilidades, el mapas para el clima, el Google Calendar, calendario, calculadora, y el Chat GPT es este de abajo, a mano derecha. Ese si gusta hablar con una inteligencia artificial, le puede hacer preguntas, cosas así. Y el QR scanner, que es para poder escanear esos códigos de QR. A veces es automático en su teléfono con solo prender la cámara. Si no es algo que es automático o no tiene la capacidad, entonces ocupa bajar una aplicación para poder usarlo.
Okay, so quickly, finance and shopping apps, right? So there's applications for banking, right? Such as Chase or Wells Fargo if you want to, right? PayPal, if you want to send money to people, right? Amazon, right? Uber Eats, OfferUp, right? For health and fitness. There's these ones right here. MyFitnessPal. I do apologize. I don't know what this one is.
I think if you exit out and kind of zoom over, it'll give you the name.
Oh, that's fine. And then the Nike app, the Calm app, if you're stressed, right, they offer meditation. And then this orange one, do you guys know what this one is? I can't remember the name. Has anyone seen it? No?
Told me what it was, but I forgot.
I forgot, yeah, I apologize. And then you have this one, I believe it's called Yuka, and what it'll do is it'll give you, it'll tell you whether a certain food is healthy or not healthy, and it gives you descriptions of different types of foods and how good they are for you.
What's OfferUp?
OfferUp is kind of like, have you ever heard of Craigslist? Same thing.
So, aplicaciones de finanzas y compras, Chase, PayPal, Amazon, Uber Eats si quiere ordenar comida que llegue a su casa, OfferUp, que como él mencionó viene siendo como el Craigslist donde uno pone anuncios, aplicaciones de salud y ejercicio, MyFitness app que graba todo, tal vez va a correr o está haciendo ejercicio, Calm app para meditar, si ocupa ayuda tal vez relajarse un poco. Y
Yuka.
y ese, por decir, tiene varias recetas y uno puede ver si son saludables o no.
All right, let's talk about this one. So, learning and education apps. So, some of the ones that we recommend is for example, this one. This one is called Duolingo, right? And this one is to learn a different language, right? So if you have a county library or a city library, I believe they offer this application for free, where you could download, you could learn a different language, right? As I mentioned before, YouTube is a good resource if you want to learn something new, right? Then you have your translators, You have translators such as Google Translate, but now iPhones have their own translate application installed already. Then from there you have Coursera, right? If anyone in here is thinking of taking any technical courses, Coursera is a great resource. And if you're interested in taking a free courses regarding technology, come and see me afterwards and I could provide you with a resource. Also, you have Udemy, right? Udemy. You can take courses, same thing, and learn new things, right? Libby is like an virtual library. So if you have the LA County library card or a city card, then you may be able to offer. You may be able to download Libby, and then it's free of cost for you. And then you can just check out virtual books and read those books on your application. TED is for TED Talks, right, where professionals go and then they give their discussions, right? Skillshare is also something similar to YouTube, where you have people presenting, that is a fee, and you can upskill and learn new things.
What's cute?
I do apologize, I don't know. Quizlet.
So a lot
Oh, you
of
could take,
students use
yeah,
it.
you could take quizzes. You could take quizzes
To prep
and,
for an exam or something.
yeah.
So otros tipos de aplicaciones, Duolingo para aprender diferentes idiomas, Él mencionó que la biblioteca, if you have a partner.
County library card.
Si tiene la tarjeta de biblioteca, puede accesarlo gratis. YouTube, que es un buen recurso de tener si ocupa buscar información. Google Translate para intercambiar idiomas, español e inglés, o tal vez japonés, algún otro idioma. Libby es una aplicación que igual el Condado de Los Ángeles ofrece, la librería, y lo puede bajar y puede, es como préstamos de libros virtuales. TED Talks que usan los profesionales para poder hacer presentaciones de diferentes cursos, y Coursera y Udemy, que los dos ofrecen cursos si uno quiere tal vez progresar en diferentes áreas, como él mencionó, de tecnología, y si tienen más preguntas le pueden preguntar a él. Skillshare y Quizlet. So Quizlet viene siendo como para los estudiantes, pueden hacer tarjetitas para poder recordar qué significa tal palabra, o para practicar y estudiar lo que están aprendiendo en clase.
Go ahead, let's get this one. So, what I want to leave you guys with is what are our app permissions, right? So there was a comment before where it's like, hey, I see a little location indicator, but I'm not even using the application, right? So what I want to talk about, and you can see on the screen right here, right? So if you see this symbol right here, it means that an application is accessing your location, right? So it tracks where you are at that moment, right? This, you will see it when you're using Google Maps or Apple Maps, you're using the weather, or you're using some sort of a ride-share application, such as Uber or Lyft, right? These applications, they need this location feature in order to know where you're at, right? So always just make sure that you know which applications are accessing your location, right? There might be other apps that are accessing it without you even knowing. So it's important to review and under your settings and see which ones are using your location. Then from there, you have this other icon right here that means that it's accessing your microphone and for some devices also your camera, right? So you will see this icon when an application is accessing either your microphone, your camera, right, and your voice messages. So always be aware, right, again, what applications are using these features on your devices, right? So as you know, right, contacts, right, if you see this one, and then photos and files is this one right here. Health and data, it just means that, it's tracking steps, your heart rate, or any fitness goals.
Where do we see all those icons?
So oftentimes, where do you see this? You will see them on your phones. Sometimes you'll see it on the top, right here. So like, for example, like on this section here, right?
Oh, I know when we Google the location, when we try to get to somewhere, it will show on the top the first location sign.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
So you mean if we're seeing that, like the microphone on the top, meaning some app is tracking on us?
Yes, it might be.
So how do we
it might be
know?
listening. You would go to your settings on your phone, and then you would search for microphone access, microphone access. Yeah, microphone access, camera access, and it will give you a list of applications that are using those features. Yeah.
So,
Yes.
So those apps that are asking for all that, like, they don't need that specifically to function, they just have it there?
That's a great question, right? So it depends, right? For example, if I don't give access to my location to use Google or Apple Maps, then I'm not going to be able to navigate anywhere with that application, right? So in that instance, yes, you would need it, right? But for example, if I'm using a social media application and there's no need for me to share my location, and I find out that it's using my location, then maybe I can turn it off, right? Same thing with camera and same thing with microphone.
And so you say to go to the setting and where?
Yeah, we'll show you after. Yeah, we're a little short on
Sure,
time,
okay.
so we could talk later. Yeah.
Son los diferentes permisos que aplicaciones preguntan si lo pueden usar. Ubicación, contactos, datos de salud, fotos y archivos y cámara y micrófono. Y como él mencionó, todo depende, ¿verdad?, qué es lo que está usando uno. Si está usando el mapas, tiene que pedirle la ubicación, porque si no, pues, ¿cómo vas a ver dónde llevarla de un lugar a otro? Contactos, si está usando las redes sociales y quiere buscar sus amistades, tal vez sea la única manera de encontrarlos. O si no quiere compartir sus contactos, no le dé acceso y los tendrá que buscar de diferente manera. Cámara y micrófono, tal vez si está dejando videollamadas o fotos o mensajes de voz, lo va a dejar prendido. Pero si es algo como redes sociales, la verdad no lo ocupa. Si no lo ocupa, apáguelo. Fotos y archivos igual, si va a usar redes sociales y quiere compartir una foto, tiene que prenderlo si quiere agarrar esa foto. Datos de salud, eso es para rastrear sus pasos, tal vez su ritmo cardíaco. Si es algo que a usted le gusta usar, lo usa, y si no, tampoco.
Any other questions? ¿Alguna otra pregunta?
Por ejemplo, cuando puede uno ponerle como nada más esa vez.
Sí, a veces la aplicación le da opción solo ahorita mientras lo estoy usando, cada vez, o todo el tiempo, o no. Todo depende, ¿verdad? Yo por la mayoría me gusta usarlo solo cuando estoy usando la aplicación. Pero si son permisos que de verdad no ocupa para hacer su función, lo apago.
So, this will conclude our smartphone presentation, our apps basic presentation. With that said, what I want to do is offer you a resource that we have online, right? So what I'm going to do is share this website, right? So what you want to do is do a Google search, and you will go to www.learnbasictech.org. And that would be our website. This is our website, right? So we are Learn Basic Tech, right? And we're under the umbrella of Delete the Divide. So this is our website.
Este es nuestro sitio de web que queremos compartir con ustedes. LearnBasicTech.org. Al principio www.
Yeah, and I believe everyone in here got access to cards or flyers, right? Our website should be there, right? And also in the notes at the bottom of the sheet, it has our website. So you can go there. We do have free services. So if you go to courses, right? And then you go to beginner courses, as you can see, right? These are the ones we covered, right? Computer basics, smartphone basics, security basics, internet basics, app basics, and also website basics. So the website basics is what we're doing right now. We're just going through the website for this one, right? But we have more presentations in here that you can take at your own time, free of cost. The only thing that you have to do is create an account. It's free of charge. There's no got you. Everything is through LA County. So we have basic courses, right? How to do basic Outlook email, right? Google Slides, stuff like that, and more, right? And we also have a little bit more advanced courses, right? Intro to Gemini, right? Intro to AI, intro to virtualization, right? And blockchain and stuff like that. So all of these are free. And all you would need is to, you would go to sign in, right? And you would enter your email and your password if you have an account. If you don't have one, you can create an account free of charge as well.
Are these all virtual?
These are all virtual. You could take them at any time that you'd like. Yeah, you could just, put in some headphones if you want, or just like that and start taking them, right? We recommend, right, you also take in person, but this feature is available to anyone in here.
Y en nuestro sitio de web pueden encontrar otros cursos aparte de lo que ya tomamos hoy y otras veces si nos han seguido desde el principio. Hay clases básicas y también hay clases un poquito más avanzadas dependiendo el conocimiento de uno o si quiere aprender más o tal vez sabe un poquito y quiere actualizarse un poquito más. Son cursos gratis, lo único que se pide es un correo electrónico y contraseña. Si ya tiene una cuenta, usa esa misma cuenta y si no, crea una cuenta y tiene acceso a todo. Y esto los puede hacer desde casa a su propio paso.
Also, we have events, right, such as this one, all over LA County, right? So here is, if you find this presentation useful or know of someone that can benefit from this feature, these services, in-person services, you would go to events, right? And here we post our events on a monthly basis, right? And these are public events, so that means that anyone is welcome to go to any of these locations and, you know, just listen in. What we do request is you can go ahead and pre-register, okay?
So where is the website for that?
It's in the flyer,
It's
LearnBasicTech.org, yes.
LearnBasicTech.org.
Yeah.
Put
Okay.
it
So
on the
también
whiteboard
tenemos-
there or something. I wanna take a picture. If it's legible.
Y también hay eventos que vamos a diferentes locaciones, igual a enseñar diferentes cursos. So si es algo que le gustó o gusta seguir atendiendo otros cursos, puede ver qué eventos hay en el. Y les recomendamos que por favor se registren antes de tiempo y recomendar amistades, familiares que tal vez le pueden sacar uso a estos cursos que le ayudaron no solo a ustedes, pero también a otras personas.
Also, I know that it's a lot of content, right, for 8 hours worth, right? So it's hard to retain all of the information. You guys are welcome to come to any of these locations. Offer, as you can see, we have different levels. So we have basic course and we also have intermediate course. So intermediate course covers something a little more in depth, right, with the presentations and we go more in detail about certain topics.
Since we signed in with our email, when you guys hold another session like this locally, like within West Covina, would you guys notify us or no?
That's a great question. We would not. You could check online, but I know that there's interest. I've heard interest, so we may be able to in the future have another training session at this location.
Because I saw the address, it's like Lawndale.
Yes, yeah, we're throughout all of LA County, so you would just have to see the map and see where what's convenient for you. Yes.
Su pregunta fue que si les mandamos un recordatorio a su correo electrónico si hay un evento cerca de ustedes y la respuesta es en este momento no, tal vez en el futuro, pero la mejor manera es, como mencionamos, ir al sitio de web, buscar los eventos más cercanos de ustedes y registrarse para ese curso. Puede seguir utilizando el mismo correo electrónico que los ofrecieron hoy.
So as you can see in this map, we are all over the place with LA County. So yeah, just check the website and we can hope to see you there. Yes.
How will they get their certificate of completion?
That's a great question. So what happens is we automatically, so after 8 hours of completion, right, once you've completed that today by I think 9 p.m., you'll receive a certificate via your email. Okay?
So, ¿cómo recibirán su certificado? Será al fin del día, tal vez como a las 9, a su correo, email, right? Yeah. Correo electrónico les mandaremos el certificado de que ya completaron las 8 horas. Y no recuerden que nosotros estamos en el condado de Los Ángeles, so ahí es donde ofrecemos otras clases.
And if you don't receive your email or have questions, or if you find this beneficial and you would like to bring it to a location that you can think of, you can also contact us, right? So connect, right? And there's a phone number and our email address so that you can go ahead and send us an email or a request in case that you didn't receive your certificate and you were waiting for it.
Si se encuentran con un problema de acceder su certificado, pueden ir a Connect en nuestro sitio de web y buscar nuestra información, número telefónico y correo electrónico, o si gustarían que fuéramos a un lugar tal vez cerca de ustedes que no ofrecemos clases, estaríamos interesados. Yes.
So those who didn't complete the series here in person, maybe they just attended and they still complete the training virtually?
Yes, that is a great question. So if you were only here for 1 day or 2 days or days and you just need a few more hours, you're more than welcome to go to one of these locations, or you can take the classes virtually. And as long as you accumulate 8 hours worth of training, then you can get a certificate. Yeah, the system will pick up how many hours you did in person, and then it will pick up when you the hours that you've done online as well. Yes, yes.
So if I did one of the classes virtually last week, it doesn't count it won't help with to get a certificate?
You should be in the system if you did 1 and then you did 3 in person. It should be able to do it. And if it doesn't, you could send us an email and we can just go ahead and send you that certificate. We'll just confirm. Yes.
When you do the virtual, you need the actual computer.
Yes, when you do virtual, well, you could do it through your phone as well. It's just a little harder, but it's I mean, it could be an option. But yes, you could go to a library and you could probably check out one of the computers if you don't have one. If you have one, then you can just do it at home.
And then the iPad, can you use that too?
You can do it through the iPad as well. Yes, yes, you
Thank
can.
you.
So la pregunta fue si tiene que completar las 8 horas en persona o en línea o puede hacer las dos maneras. La puede hacer de cual manera le guste. Si, por ejemplo, ella hizo una clase en línea y las otras en persona, sí deben de darle las 8 horas completas y el certificado. Pero si se encuentran con un problema, por favor, contáctenos y les ayudaremos a pasar eso. Pero pueden tomarlos de varias maneras, o si gustan repetir un curso, tal vez no se le quedó muy bien, son libres de venir a otro evento.
Lastly, we also have blogs and games, right? So these are the games are actually we have a gaming team that they put time into and they try to update it. And you could take basic games in order to kind of understand some of the material that we covered today. And there also a blog section that also reinforces some of the topics that are currently ongoing, right? Such as tech myths, clearing up the most common technology misunderstandings, Google Drive, right? Introduction to an iCloud, why it matters, right? Introduction to Google One and why it matters too, what you need to know, right? Activating your digital wallet. And these blogs are just little snippets of information where you can go and take time and read about the latest technology features that are available right now.
También en nuestro sitio de web ofrecemos blogs y videojuegos. El blog les da como un poquito de información de diferentes cosas, por decir, introducción al Google One, qué es lo que debo de saber de él, activando mi cartera digital, cómo hacerlo, les ofrece así porciones pequeñas para poder aprender un poquito más.
Talk about the games.
Y también videojuegos que le ayudan a aprender cosas también. So, este es cómo hacer una computadora, cómo hacer una computadora de mesa. So, ocupa su caja y las partes. Y también un juego de defensa contra el ataque cibernético. Y con internet.
Okay, so with that said, this concludes, well, first of all, are there any questions?
¿Algunas
And
preguntas?
one more.
Yes, question.
For example, you go through all the courses, and then there's something that's not very, you don't really understand much.
Yeah.
Can you go back to the class?
Absolutely, everyone is welcome at any of our classes, right? And you can listen in, right, to our presentations, or if you have a specific question, you guys are more than welcome to pop in, right? And as long as we have the staff and the staff is available, then we can assist you with your specific question.
Thank you.
Okay, you're welcome. Yeah. So this concludes our presentation. Thank you, everyone. Really appreciate it.
Gracias a todos por venir.
Thank you to
I was
all
gonna
of
say,
you.
Of
for,
course.
Just keeping us updated and everything for updated, but every time there's any update, so This is very informative. We hope you enjoyed it, and we really want to thank Dimitri Divide and LearnBasicTech
Yep.
for this. It's a great program. It's a great program. So
Thank you.
so much.
Thank you, yes. And I believe people had questions. We can go ahead and.
Yes, we can try to answer some questions.
I was also gonna say, if you guys have the note paper, the website's on the bottom, and then also if you want, have any questions, you can contact info@learnbasictech.org, and then the social as well.
And then there's a QR code too. If you want to practice your QR code, it's probably a safe one to start with.
Yes, for our survey.
Yes.